Hi, freshmen. Okay, so the very last part of your speech, once you get your whole entire outline, is to time yourself. So make sure when you have your outline, pretending this is my outline, okay, you want to read it out loud and time yourself. See how much time you have. While you're practicing, if you're anywhere between 3:30, so 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and 4 minutes, you'll be golden for your speech because your speech needs to be 3 to 5 minutes long. Okay? But you are allowed to use note cards for your speech. You do get extra credit if you memorize your whole speech, but you do need to have note cards for your speech, whether you memorize it or not. You are allowed to have 3 to 5 note cards, but I want to show you the proper way of using note cards. Only one side of your note cards. And here's the reason why. So you only get to write on one side of your note cards. The reason why is because it's a speech, not you reading off of a card. Okay. So I've seen a lot of kids, they'll put their whole speech on a card and they'll just do this. With a speech, you want to be able to actually look up and see people. And we'll talk about that. We'll go through that. But I just wanted to let you guys know one side of your note cards is where you can write your stuff. But I want to give you guys examples of what those note cards could look like. So let me pull that up. Again, everything's in Google Classroom, guys. All right. So once you get right here, go ahead and go down. Again, speech resources, finals, this is where you want to go to. So you'll click on speech note cards. Okay. So there's a bunch of different ideas that you can do for your note cards. I'm going to give you this example first, and then we'll go from there. So this is an example of how you can put your introduction on your note card. As you can see, this student, all right, they've made space to put their thumb. That way they could hold on to it and that way it's not blocking anything. You can do the same thing if you want to. The big thing I'd say though, right here, okay, this shows you, okay, which card goes first. This right here, again, you don't need to write that on top, but it might help you. It's just like eye contact. Don't forget, you need to look up from your card, look around the room. So this student, they skipped a line because they're like, if I put it all together, it's just going to confuse me. So they said, skip a line. So they start off with their hook and they start talking about whatever their hook is. So their hook is their attention getter, basically. As you can see, they didn't write the whole thing out. That's the purpose of your cards. The purpose of your cards is not for you to write everything out. It's just to kind of help you. It's a guide. Also, the easiest thing to do, memorize your introduction and conclusion completely, and then use your cards for your main points, because you do need to state those quotes in your speech, and those can be pretty hard to memorize. So as I said, you can use a note card for your introduction and conclusion, but it might be easier if you memorize them. Okay. So again, with the introduction, she just put the bare minimum of what she needs to remind herself what she's going to say next. Okay. So as you can see, it's not a full sentence. So our audience connection, we all stay up late and we all try to get stuff done. And then right here, she says, look at the smart kid. You can do something like that. And then she gets to her topic. When we reach 4 energy drinks. So now we know what her topic is all about. It's all about energy drinks. And then she gets to her central idea. And she talks about what are the problems with energy drinks. Okay. And then she gets to her thesis. I'm going to tell you the harmful effects of energy drinks, how energy drinks are way too expensive, and there are better alternatives out there besides energy drinks. So as you can see, she didn't write the whole entire sentence out. She just put main bullet points. That's what you should do with your note cards, is just put main idea. Okay. So then the next thing I want to show you, okay, so how do I do a normal note card? So a note card that I do have to have my quotes on. So I believe this one will, hey, there we go. Okay, so this one doesn't have everything on here, but it's that same idea, okay? So reason one, this is their topic they're talking about. First, we got to warm up. And then they go through and they start talking about whatever their reason is. And then right here, this is where they talk about their article. Now, whenever you use your article, so if you go back and look through your outline, there are 3 things that you need for each quote. You need the source, the author, and the date it was published. A lot of times they don't have the author, so you just skip it. But in your speech, you do want to tell me what's going on. Okay. So this is kind of a little backwards, but you can still use it. So right here, they give the author's name, they give the date it was published, and then they tell me where it's from. So, and NYT means New York Times. And as you can see, they keep it very, very short. Kind of the same thing of what you guys want to do. So when you go through your note card, and you can use this whole note card. As you can see, I put 3 reasons on one note card. You can do reason 1 for one big note card. You can do reason 2 on a note card. Okay. And the size of the note card, you can use 3 by 5 or 4 by 6. If you use 4 by 6, you can use 3 of those, and that's it since they're bigger. Okay. With a 3 by 5, you can use at least 5. So again, when you guys are adding your quotes onto your speech, you want to say this. According to Barry Meyer's 2012 article in the New York Times, you gave me the author, when it was published, and where it's from. Now, a lot of you guys, I said you had to get at least one article from Gale. So you can do the same thing and say Barry Meyer's article in 2012 off of Gale. Okay. Well, Miss Filter, what happens if there's no author? How would I do it? Same exact thing. So you'd say, according to a 2012 article on Gale, it states, and then you give the quote. ED energy drinks. So I put it down shorter. That way I didn't waste my time writing all the words out. ED causes more deaths. And Sarah Allen suffered a heart attack shortly after she, and then I go into more of the quote, and then I also talk about my analysis. Okay, so that's what you want to use your note cards for. Again, your note cards are strictly just a guide to help you as you go along your speech. They're not supposed to be a crutch. They're just supposed to help you. Okay, so what everyone's doing tonight is trying to get those outlines done. Okay, the sooner you can get those outlines done, the sooner then you can start practicing reading out your whole entire speech and putting those things on your note cards. Okay, again, 3 to 5 minutes. Get some eye contact, practice in front of people, practice in front of the mirror. I know that seems really weird and really uncomfortable, but the more you do it, the better your speech will be. Okay, so email me if you have any questions, and good luck.